How many classes are there in map? 3. Okay, what are the classes? Hash map, linked hash map, same as set, right? Here also we have 3 classes. Okay, what is the use of linked hash map or this tree map? How can I create an object for hash map? Hash map, then how many things we can store in a map? Key and value, right? Okay, so how many data types I have to mention here? Fine. So the first data type that we are giving here is for which, is that for key or value? First item will be for key, right? Then second item will be for value. So here the key data type is integer. Next one is string I am giving for values. So I can only specify or I can only add the data of key integer and value string. Fine, creating object, so I'm giving map here for name, then hash map. This is same as our old collection. All other collections also we are using the same thing, right? What is the error here? What is the error? We have to import that. Fine. So where is hash map? In library. Java.util. So in util library we have all the collections. Then I created one object here. Then how can I add these elements into object? Map dot, how many methods are there? Check which method we can use. Here we don't have add method, right? We used add method for list and set. All list and set we used add method, but here we don't have add method. So how we can add the value? Map dot get is for taking the value, right? We are going to add the value. So which method we have? Put we have. Okay, what is the first option? Input. Can you see the screen? Can you see the screen now? Okay, so first value is what? Key. I am giving one integer data. Then Chanakya, okay, fine. Given Chanakya, okay. Correct, right? Fine. One more data, give me one more data. Map dot put to then Balaya. Correct, huh? So I added 2 datas here. I'm going to add one more data. Fine. What will happen right now? How can I print this data? How can I print the data in a map? System.out.println. We can give map itself, right? Why do we have toString method here? Yes, we have toString method. So it will print all the data. So let's see. What we are getting? Why? What happened? So we cannot repeat the key. Understanding? In a map, key we cannot repeat. Duplication of key will not be allowed. But if we are repeating again the same key, what will happen? It will override the value. So first we given 1 and Chanakya. Second we given 2 and Balaya. Third one is updating. It is not adding as a new data, it is updating 1. So here 1 talent sprint is got updated, as this is the final data we will get if we are going to use that key to retrieve the value. So let's try. Can we retrieve the value one by one? How we can retrieve the value one by one? I don't want to print all the data. I want to get one data. Map dot get. Here we have one option, object. Object means key. So if we are specifying key, we will get the value. Fine, so we will specify 1. Already we know what will be the result, right? What is the result? Talent sprint. Any doubt? Okay, then go through all the methods available in that map, hash map. Go through all the methods which is available in that hash map. Here we have contains key. What is contains key method? It will check whether the key is inside the map or not. Okay. Then we have get already we used that get method here, right? To get the value. If we are specifying one key, it will give you the value of that key. Then put method also we like right now we used that put method also. Then remove. What is remove? If we are specifying the key, the item will be removed. Key and value pair will be removed. So here we can say, because of this key is unique, I can point out any data, right, using that key. Duplication is not allowed for the key. So any key I am using, it will be unique data. Correct. So that pair of value I can access using that key. Key is unique here. So whenever I am removing one data, like there using the key, whenever I am going to remove one data, there will not be any other data, right? Only one item will be removed because key is unique. Then how many other methods are there? Replace. What is replace? Check all the methods fast. Put all. We can add all the elements in another map to this one. Check. We can add one another map, like we have add all also there, right? In list and set. What is happening? We can add all the elements of another collection to this one. Guys, read the question. Print all the data items and its repetition in a collection. So data items are also given. How we can find out the repetition of each character, each data in this collection? First we will create a collection. How we can create a collection? Which collection I will create here? Okay. Integer, right? Then object is created. How can I add the values? ARR dot add. You can take this from user also. AR dot. Then the second item is 21. What is the next item? 43. 35. So I added all the datas here. All the datas I added here. Then how we can find out the repetition? We have different techniques. I given this program actually for finding this in using list and set, right? We can use this technique in map also to find out the repetition of each character. So how can I create a map? Hash map. So here which data we can use as key and value? Which data is unique? Unique key, right? Key is unique. So I will use integer because I am going to store these elements as unique. Elements as key because key is unique. So integer. Then value part will be also integer, which is repetition, occurrence of each character. Getting my point? Understanding? Okay. How can I add the values into map? Map dot put. Okay. So let's discuss about the logic first. We have lot of data here. If I am adding the very first data, that is 1, correct? 1 is not like right now the map is empty. There is no data inside this map. So we are going to add the first value, that is 1. So the repetition is 1, right? It is the first occurrence. Then next data 21, 1. Then again 34, 1. 40, 43, 1. Then 35, 1. Then 3. 3 is also 1, right? Okay. Then next one 53, 1. 55, 1. Then what is next? 3. Can I add two datas in key? No, right? Duplicate. If I am adding 3 here, it means I am adding a duplicate element, right? It will not allow us to add a duplicate element. So what we can give, I can add here 3 with the value 2. If an data item is available, if a data item is available inside our map, then we can do one thing. We can take the previous value and add 1 to that value. It will be the new value for that data item. Understanding the logic? If I am not finding a data item inside the map, I can directly add that with 1. Directly we are adding that with 1. Correct, because it is the first occurrence in that map. Then if I am finding the same element occurred, then we will take the value part, we will add 1 to that value part and update it. Understanding? So in this way we will get the key value and repetition, right? Data item and repetition, right? Understanding? Yes or no? So how we can apply this in our program? This is a logic, but how we can apply this in our program? Map is ready. So every time when I am adding a new data, I have to check one thing. What is that? I cannot add directly. What should I check? Think. You have to think. I already explained the logic, so you have to think right now. While adding each element, what should we do first? What we have to check? Make it clear. Okay, what we are going to check in key value? Why we have to check? Okay, is it available or not? Correct. If it is available, that means this is the second occurrence, or it can be third occurrence, right? It is not the first occurrence, anyway that we can say. If it is not available in map, it is the first occurrence. Correct. We can directly give the value as 1. Understanding? So for that, any methods that we can use? Can you check? Is there any method available for checking that? Contains. So what we are checking here? What we are checking here first? How can I check? If, come on, make it. Math dot contain key. What is the key? What is the key? Where is the key? Correct? We added that into array list, right? So from there we are taking. Already the values are there in array list. So from there we are taking. So we can keep this in a loop. So tell me, how can I create for each loop? Make it fast. Integer. Right. I equal to, okay, I colon ARR. So we are checking whether I is, so I don't have to apply this thing. I can directly give I. Correct. Because we are taking that using array, like for each loop. So we don't have to specify the index. We can directly we are directly getting that value. So we are checking whether the value is there inside the map or not. Understanding? Then If it is inside, what we have to do? If it is not inside, what we have to do? If it is inside, then we have to add 1 to that value part, right? If it is inside, if it is already available in the map, we have to add 1 more to the value part. If it is not inside, then we have to create a new, or not creating, we are adding as a new element with the value 1. So here I am going to give not. So what we can do here? Map dot put I 1, right? Because we are checking for not. Fine. Then else what we have to do? Map dot put I comma, this is the problem, right? How we can get the value of I? Map dot get right. What is happening here? Already we did lot of things like this, right? So what is happening in this part? Okay, sorry, we have to give I here. Fine. What is happening here? Map dot get I means what? What we will get? We will get the value, because I is the key here, right? So we will get the value. What we are doing with that value? Adding one more to that data, and we are updating. Correct. Already I is there. We are updating the value part. Anything else is required here?
For each time it can repeat from 1 to
For each loop?
For each loop it can repeat from 1 to 10. Again it starts from 1 to 10.
It will start from the very first data till the end. That's it. It will not. Only one time. From the very first data to last data. Okay. So we will print the map before and after. Okay, I made a mistake. Why we are printing map here? We will print ARR. What we are getting from here? How many datas are there here? 12 datas are there, right? How many datas are here? 9. 9 datas are there, right? And the repetition is mentioned. Understanding? Any doubt? Come on, what is the doubt?
We want to create without using map.
Okay, you don't have to, like, you don't want to use map. Okay, so this is the easiest technique, right? We don't have to worry about anything. While we are adding, we have to check whether the data is inside or not. If it is inside, we will update the value as 1, value by 1. If it is not inside, we will give the value as 1, because that is the first occurrence, right? This is the easiest way. And if you have to check the logic of using set, right? You have to use that set operation, collection, list and set, right? Using list and set. So we have array list here, datas are also there. I will make some more occurrence. Okay, I updated some value in that collection. So it is there in array list, right? We will make a set. How we can make a set? What collection, what set class we can use here? Which class we can use here? Okay, hash set. Then what is the generic part here? Okay, we are adding integer data. So we have to import the class. Then how can I add the data into this collection? From array list I am going to add all the elements into set. How can I add? Set dot set dot set dot. Can I use add all? What is add all? What is add all? So before and after I am printing array list and set. What we will get here? Same. Sorted order. Unique. So we are only getting the unique elements. Understanding? So I can use this unique elements to find out how many times that unique element is repeating, right? Understanding what I am saying? Okay, I will also show you what is the importance of using set here. So I will try to find out the result without using set. Just using array list I will show you the output. So how we can use that? We can use, okay, for each loop we will use. So our data is this, without using any other, like we just used it two loops, right? Yes. Using this loop we try to find out the occurrence of each element. We are not getting the accurate result, right? Duplications are coming. Why? We are using list, right? It is going through the first, like it is taking the first data. After taking this first data, it is checking how many times one is repeating. Only one time. It will go to second data. How many times 21 is repeating? Actually it is repeating 3 times. Understanding? Then next data is 34. Again what is happening? Fine. 3 will come. It is also repeating 3 times. Again 34 is coming. What will happen? It will again count it, right? But we don't want that. It is not correct, right? We don't have to repeatedly say 3 is repeating 3 times. We don't have to say that for 3 times, right? We have to say that only one time. So what we can do is, better option is we can find out unique elements. How we can find out unique elements? Using the set. So here we are creating a set. We will get the unique elements, right? So this unique element I can use for So here, instead of taking both as array list, I can use one set. Getting my point? So what is happening? We are not right now. We are not focusing on the array list. So we will focus on the set. Set will not contain duplicate elements. So one data it will take. It will find out how many times it is repeating. Second data it will take. It will be unique, right? Second data it will take. It will find out the number of occurrence. So we will not get the duplicate repetition, right? Repetition of printing. Like this 34 3 again and again it will not print. Correct? Any doubt?
If you use for string, it is not applicable for
Strings, the problem is it is actually focusing on lexical order. How we can compare? It is not an integer data, right? So it will compare the ASCII values. So small letter will come later, capital letter will come first. As ASCII value order it will take.
Then how can we compare?
What? String.
Then how can we check how many names?
Okay, checking I can do. Checking we can do. We can check two string data, no problem. I am talking about the order. Unique elements also we can find out. Character we can do. String also we can do, no problem. Try with the strings and characters also. I will give you one program for using character. Equal to you don't have to use. You have a method dot equals. You can use that. Right. No. First data dot equals second data. Right. Try that also. So here by using this set we will not get that duplicate items in result. Duplicate items in result. Let's run the program now. What we are getting? Understanding? So this is the same output we are getting if we are using map also, right? Using map also we will get the same result. We don't have to repeat this many times also, right? Just go through one time. It will give all the data. Understanding? Here we are using nested loop. Correct? Here we are using nested loop. In map we are using only one loop. Correct? So this is more good, right? More good in what we can say time complexity and all. If we are taking this will work perform more faster. Optimized one. Understanding? We can do one program, we can do in n ways. We have to find out which one is best in that requirement.
Any other way apart from for
Loop anyway we have to use. Otherwise we cannot go through the data items, right? We have to go through each data items. So loop is required. But we can reduce the loop. Reduce the loop to the minimum.
There is a method called collection.frequency.
Okay, but you will get one data's frequency, right? You will not get the frequency of all datas. For that,
I'm getting
okay, how you are okay, in map you are getting that in map, I think.
for each loop.
Hmm.
For each loop I added that method.
Hmm.
But the case is how we are getting output for array list the same as
Okay. Okay. Okay, so you are getting that as a separate one, right? You used that in for each loop. So one loop is required for that also. That is what I am saying.
how to reduce that.
Hmm?
Like I am getting output
Okay.
So now use
So use set.
set.
Like let me check that. Please come. Like I have to check that. Then only I will get the clear idea, right? So any doubt in using this map or array list plus set method? We used two techniques, right? One is using map. Map is simpler than any other methods. Then array list and set also we can use for doing the same program.
Storing characters in array list
Storing
characters in array list.
characters in array list. We have to give the generics of character. Char is the data type, right? We have character wrapper class. Capital C. Character wrapper class. How can I sort this array list? Collection. Collections dot sort, right?
Sorting multiple sequences, use comparator.
So what we are getting? We are getting the array items in sorted order. Any doubt? No? Okay. So what I will do is I'm going to create my user defined class. Sorry. So I created one class here. Guys, listen. Created one class. How can I create? How many data items are there in that class? 3. How can I create an array list for that class? Array list. What is the class name? Data type. Marks. Then okay, I will just give m here. M dot add. What can I give? How can I give all the datas? I have to first create an object. So mark, or I am giving student 1. Just for this example I am taking one student. So this is what? An object of mark class. Right? Student 1 I am taking, that is one object of mark class. How many datas I can hold in this student? 3, right? Then I given 3 datas also into each data items of the that object, correct? Then I added that into the array list. Array list can contain objects, right? So our data type is marks. So I created a object of marks and I added 3 datas. In the same way I am going to add 3 more objects or 4 objects. So here 2, 3, 'mark' also I will update. I updated different marks. How many objects are there? 4. I will add that 4 objects here. Right? Then how can I sort this? I want to get the sorted order. So collections, right? Collections dot sort M, correct? What is the problem here? What is the problem here? I given 4 objects. Okay, that is a problem. Then I given here 9 objects. I given 9 objects here. What is this? Integer upper class. How many data an integer can store? How many data at a time an integer can store? At a time? How many data I can store at a time in a variable? 1, right? In a variable. So using this data type, I can only create 1 data, correct, at a time. In a variable, I can store only 1 data. But using our user defined class, how many data I can store at a time? How many instance variables are there? How many objects? This object is holding 3 different data. How collection.sort will understand which data is going to, which data we are saying to sort? Which data should perform in sorting, right? We are not specifying that because this class is holding 3 different items. It can also contain string data. Class can also contain string data, character data, or date, or like understanding what I am trying to say, right? So if it is containing multiple datas, then we have to figure out, or we have to say using which I have to perform the sort. Understanding what I am saying? So that is like when we are applying sorting operation using our user defined class, at that time collection.sort won't work. It will not work. So we have to implement some other things to make this sort operation. What is comparable? Interface. You can see that color difference also, right? Comparable is an interface. So use what we like, why we are using comparable? To make the comparison between the objects of that class. So here we have to implement this comparable. Here we have to implement the comparable in which class? Marks. How can I inherit comparable interface? Implements comparable. What is the data type here? With which data type I am going to implement this comparable? I have to compare with the marks, right? Correct. I have to make comparison between objects of same class. So I am giving marks there also. Data type is mark. Then what is the error? What is the error? Oh, same name. You already completed, like we already discussed about interface. What is interface? Interface will contain abstract methods. So if I am inheriting interface, the very first thing I have to do is what? Implement unimplemented methods. So that is the error. So what is this? This is an abstract method from comparable. Okay. So what is the implementation happening here? Compare to what is this? One object of mark. So I will take this as M. Then how can I compare? How can I compare here? So I have some instance variable. How can I take this instance variable here? This dot mark 1, then this dot mark 1, then what will I give to compare? Okay, minus difference I am going to get from this. I am going to implement difference. So this dot mark minus M dot mark 1. M is what? Another object. Current object value minus another object. Getting my point? This is current object data. What is this? Whatever data we are giving, another object data that will be compared here. Understanding? This object data is comparing with another object and it will produce the difference. Any doubt? Understanding what is this?
What is stored in a marks one?
What is?
What's the value in marks one?
That we have to give, right? We already given some values here. Here we already given mark 1 can be 20 if we are using compare to method here, right? Then if I am comparing these two objects, mark 1 value will be 20 minus 32. Understanding? It is like std1 dot mark 1 minus std2 dot mark 2, right? Instead of std we are using this. Instead of the std2 we are using M. Correct? In that method I am saying. See, instead of std2 another object we are representing using M. Getting my point? We are finding the difference between those items. So right now can I implement the collection dot sort? Check. Any error? Any error? Why? Right now collection dot sort no. Using which data we have to implement the sort. Getting my point? Let's see, like after sorting we will print the data. We don't have the toString method, right? We don't have toString method, right? Then how we will implement this? in toString we will print all the details. So marks, okay, this is in message. Mark 1, Mark 2, Mark 3 we are printing. So right now toString method will perform, right? What we are getting? Okay, I will print that in different line. Before and after I am printing. M. What we are getting here? Is this in order? Which order we given in compare to? Using what we are comparing? Mark 1. So is that in order of Mark 1? Is that sorted by Mark 1?
Yes.
Yes, right. So if I have to sort by Mark 2, then what we are getting right now? Is that sorted by Mark 2?
Yes.
Understanding?